Well, hello. I'll show you a little bit of my flock. We are out here today to make a video in hopes that it'll help other people, right?
Yep.
Other people who struggle with maybe some injuries, or I hate to call them disabilities. I will say physical challenges. We are featuring what today, Miss Mina?
Garden part right here to help people with injuries.
Plants. Very good. And so Mina really wanted to be in the video today, right, Miss Mina? You wanted to be a helper for this?
Yep.
Okay, well, thank you. All right, so let's show them the cart. So I struggled with buying one of these carts personally because they're not cheap. They run about $100. Some of them as high as $150. And so I really sat on it for like 2 years. I should have bought it 2 years ago. But I didn't. I used chairs. I used whatever I could, whatever I needed. And quite frankly, last year it was so difficult for me to garden, I didn't even garden at all. This year, we raised the garden beds from one board. You'll see the original boards that Matt built me. And you'll see that Danny and my sons raised them up for me. They also, Danny and Eric built this for me over the weekend. This is going to house all of my canning tomatoes. My plan is right now I'm starting San Marzanos, and I've got onions in there. And so the raised bed gardens were a night and day difference for me. I do, however, have some things planted in the ground. I would not have been able to do really any of this, especially the things in the ground, without this garden cart. I could kick myself now for not buying it sooner. I know $100 is a lot of money. I struggled with that because it's a garden cart, right? For me, like, you know, $100 on like a mixer or something that I can use, you know, all year round. That's a little easier for me, but to justify a garden cart, it took me 2 years, but I did it this year because I really wanted to garden. And so, I found one that had a bunch of features that I personally knew that I would need. And so, Mina, we're going to show those features now. The first one, go ahead and rise up and then grab the handle and show how easy it is to push and to pull.
So, this is the handle that you can push
and pull. And then what I like to do is I kind of straddle it. And you can move that way, or when I'm gardening, I just shift my feet, and because it's on big wheels, it just easily rolls. So I can go down any way and go ahead and plant. So I knew that I wanted one with big tires that would go over, you know, the lawn easily. I knew I would want a handle because I want to be able to pull it by myself. I don't want to have to ask one of the kids to help me. You know, leaning over and pushing this is just, it's not good. I'm really not supposed to walk on uneven ground with my leg. It's so easy to trip and fall and re-break. And if I re-break my leg, there might not be anything left to repair it. So I have to really be mindful. So I knew I wanted a handle where I could move the cart myself without needing help and without having to bend over. Let's show on here. There's a little latch here.
Right here.
That locks in place. That unlocks it. And so you can extend it. And so you can extend it. Go ahead and extend it, honey.
All right.
And then you can lock it in place. Or you can lower it.
Like this? And
lock it in place. I knew also that I would want a little, kind of like a catcher or a basket that I could shade like my phone in. And, you know, a lot of times I come out here and work, and the kids are in the house, and if they need me, I want them to be able to get a hold of me. Yep. Or, you know, especially when Mina's at cheerleading or anything like that, I just like to have my phone on me in case, you know, an emergency. My mind always goes to an emergency. So I knew I wanted like a shaded area to put my phone. and Kleenex, to be quite honest, because of allergies. I knew I wanted a basket, so this one has a basket built in, and right now I have bone meal in it. I also have some seeds, a seed envelope in there, but I like to be able to put whatever, you know, if I'm planting, or like with the onions, you can put the onion starts in there. I like having the basket because when you're sitting here and you're gardening, you can just reach right down and get what you need, and everything is right there. And then, you know, your shovel, you can put that right next to you. Everything is contained. I also love the seat because the seat adjusts as you spin it. So you spin it clockwise and it lowers, and you spin it counterclockwise and it goes higher. So depending on how tall you want it, how low you need it, what's comfortable for you to get up by yourself without needing help, you can adjust it for you. Depending too on how high your beds are, you can adjust this. Also, this comes with a rain protector, right? Yep. So this is a weather protector. So if it rains out here, you don't have to worry about your seat getting rusty. It also helps keep the heat off the metal. So like today,
Very hot.
it's very hot. I think we're at 86 degrees today.
You don't get hurt.
And you don't, you don't burn your bums, right?
Nope.
So that cover is really nice. It's also really nice if it gets dirty. It's just really easy to squirt off with the hose. Like all this is easy just to spray down. It's all like weatherproofed and safe. I store mine in my greenhouse when I'm not using it, but when I am using it, it's out here and it's just really nice. So Mina, want to demonstrate it? So we're going to tuck this. What I do is I pull this away just a little bit from the garden bed, and then come on over here and sit. Although you might need it a little bit. You might need it a little bit closer because you little. All right, there you go. Sit there. And then, there you go. And then you can pretend to plant. And you pretend to plant. What I love too about the handle is that when you let it go, it doesn't collapse on the floor. So it's never in the way. You can move this cart easily. Now, can you scooch it down with your feet? Are you strong enough? No, you have to kind of turn. Okay, you can turn. You're little. I think you probably need the seat lower, don't you? All right, here.
It's because, like, it's too close.
All right, here, let Mama demonstrate. Okay, so this is me sitting in the cart. And so what I can do is as I'm planting, I can just scoot with my feet as I plant. Or you can, if you don't have that kind of strength, you can just aim it towards the back and scoot it this way. There's my injury scars. I get a lot of edema in both legs. I do not have a lymphatic system in this leg. I only have 10% of a lymphatic system in this leg. So, you know, my legs, which used to be my strongest feature, are no longer. So this cart has been such a game changer for me. And if you want to scoot it around and not move, you can kind of just
Like,
move it around that way. So, man, this has been, like I said, a night and day difference maker for me. And I just wanted to share it. One of the things that I struggled with is giving up the things that I loved and that bring me joy. Gardening was one of those things. And honestly, I didn't know if I'd ever be able to do it again. And with some pivoting, right, and a change of heart space, don't look at it as, you know, a defeat, but all of it as a blessing. And we're just going to change directions a little bit. We're just going to pivot our feet a little bit, come up with solutions to the problems that we have. This is one of the solutions that I have found that has helped me. And we pray that it helps you as well. Right, Miss Mina? Yeah. So this is the garden. I promise I will give you guys a garden tour once everything is done and planted. But everything is looking really good. It is a really hot day here today in Michigan, but I think we're supposed to cool down later this week. Here are some of what I planted in the ground. And then over there, I have potatoes, and I have a space open for what I think I might plant there is celery. There are trees. We have fruit trees planted. And then I'll zoom you in. That is a Honeycrisp. And that is Matt's weeping willow tree that we planted in 2021. And it's really growing. Look how big it is compared to his bench. So, he's a part of this garden too. So that is it, you guys. I hope this blesses you. Mina runs. I hope this blesses you in some way, helps you in some way, to do the things that you love to do. Pivoting isn't always easy, but if you change your heart space and realize that you're not alone, and there are many of us out there that are struggling and need a pivot too, and if we all help one another with these solutions, we can all get back to doing the things that we love doing. So there you have it. All right. I love you guys. And we'll see you soon, right?
Yep.
Bye.